thought we should. I was thinking this was the way to go, and you put up your puppet show. I say cheers to life. No, I'll be no good man's wife. Just leave me alone. I'm on the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go home. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. So I woke up, sun in my eyes, forgot all about what I did last night. What I do remember that it was real, real nice. Talks about me are never good. I don't live life the way that I should. Oh well, I'm in for some fun tonight. Just leave me alone. I'm on the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go home. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Hey now, just you and I, we could be the next Bonnie and Clyde. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Oh, it's our time to rise up. Live the life we're proud of. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go home. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Hey now, just you and I, we could be the next Bonnie and Clyde. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Oh, it's our time to rise up. Live the life we're proud of.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. And I've got some exciting information to share with you. I've got some special guests that are going to be jumping on our little broadcast today. So, hello, everybody. I trust you had a great weekend. Good to see everybody. You know what we're going to be talking about here. We broadcast this to the Network Marketing Pro page, and we also broadcast it to the GoPro 7-Day Recruiting Challenge page. Both of those are available. I have some special guests that are going to be joining me. In a moment, I'm going to introduce you to John Haremza and Alex Morton. And then I have some additional friends that are going to be jumping on and sharing some ideas on how you can do better in your network marketing business, in your network marketing career. Before I start, let me tell you what everyone in the entire network marketing world is talking about. And that is this week on Wednesday, November 11th, we start the free GoPro Recruiting Challenge. The free GoPro Recruiting Challenge, 7 days to turn you into a recruiting machine. 7 days. I have 20 of the world's most prolific recruiters that are going to be sharing their secrets. I'm going to be providing training in very simple assignments. And I have some celebrity thought leaders to help you with the emotional breakthrough so you can really change your life. People like Trent Shelton, people like Marie Forleo, Dean Graziosi, Pete Vargas, Fraser Brooks, Les Brown, Grant Cardone, John Maxwell, Sylvester Stallone. All of those people and a few more surprises are going to be joining us for free during this 7-day challenge. Okay? So a couple things. If you're watching this on the Facebook page and you're not currently part of this challenge, I don't know what rock you've been sleeping under. We've got about 140,000 people around the world are already registered for this challenge. It's growing. It's accelerating. You need to be a part of it. If you want to learn more about this, type the word info into the comments. Type the word info into the comments, and Facebook Messenger will send you the information about the event. Or you can go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com in order to be able to register. And again, like I told you, it's free. It's free for you and everybody in your organization. Costs $0. Okay. Now, if you want me to introduce you to one of the best social media trainers, and if you want me to introduce you to a person who is making a few $1 million a year, between $2 and $3 million a year, I need you to smash the share button, smash it, pound it, clobber it. I'm even going to introduce you to somebody making over $1 million a month on today's show. $1 million a month. But in order to do that, you got to smash the share button. I'm not going to share them with you. I'm not going to introduce you to them unless you smash the share button. If we don't get enough shares, I'm not doing it. Okay? So smash the share button. Tell the world this GoPro Recruiting Challenge is going to be amazing. And I'm going to introduce you to some people that are my dear friends. I have, first of all, Mr. John Haremza. I have, secondly, Mr. Alex Morton. He's going to be joining us in a moment. There he is. Mr. Hoodie, Mr. Workout Man. Good to see you. And I have Mr. Fraser Brooks all the way from Dubai. How you doing, buddy?
Loving life. Things are good. This is an interesting thing we've got going on here.
Yeah. And I got a few more people coming to join us. So I want to just have each of you introduce yourselves, and we'll start with John Haremza. John goes we have similar paths in our, we grew up in like the same area of the United States, and we kind of got involved around the same time in network marketing. And John has just had a prolific career. He's #1 earner in his company, currently earning, I'll brag on you, between $2 and $3 million, right? Between $2 and $3 million a year in commissions. And over the course of your lifetime, how much have you earned in your career?
It's probably coming up on about $26 million.
$26 million. So John, why don't you tell everybody how you got introduced to network marketing?
Okay, well, fantastic. Thank you, Eric. And it is so exciting to be a part of this 7-day recruiting challenge. I did a call actually this morning with our company talking about that. We're going to be doing a Zoom later on today with you, promoting it even more. So just so excited and honored to be a part of this. But yeah, I've been now 32 years in the industry of network marketing. I grew up, you were in Minneapolis. I'm about 3.5 hours in a little town called Perm, Minnesota. I was a blue collar worker right out of high school. I went to work in a potato chip snack food company. I was a welder, building and maintaining equipment. And, I was very shy and introverted, still am actually. But I have dyslexia, so I struggle with reading and spelling, no self-esteem, no self-confidence. A friend of mine invited me to his house 32 years ago to look at a water filter. I thought they wanted me to build a display, and it opened up this world of network marketing. And I heard actually at your mastermind a few weeks ago, I think it was actually one of our also fellows from the original company, Sean Myers. He says network marketing is a personal development program with a paycheck. And I can tell you, we've heard Jim Rohn talk about that. It's not what you earn, it's what you become in the process. Although, yes, I've earned millions and millions of dollars, traveled the world, experienced unbelievable things, but no question, this is a personal development program with a paycheck. Network marketing, living proof as thousands of others, millions of others around the world, the life-changing power of getting focused, getting excited about this industry. It's life-changing. So it's been incredible.
John, thank you very much. And we just added Rachel Pekarik. Rachel's another $1 million earner inside of our profession. I've got a few other surprises coming up today. If you don't think that your friends need to see this, you are being selfish. Smash the share button, tag them into this, let them know that this is about to go down. This is nothing compared to what we're going to start on Wednesday with the 7-day recruiting challenge. Again, it's free. Just type info into the comments or go to goprorecruitingchallenge.com and you can register for free. We'll help you become a recruiting machine in 7 days. And stay tuned to the end of this broadcast because I'm going to give you some free gifts, some free things that you can use to prepare to be a better network marketing leader and also to prepare for the 7-day recruiting challenge. So I want to jump to my friend, Alex Morton. And for anybody who thinks that we really plan this out a long time ahead of time, everybody on this Zoom right now or on this Facebook message right now knows that I messaged them like literally 14 minutes ago. So I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I want you to hear from my powerhouse friends. Alex Morton, why don't you tell everybody, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. I actually just flew in yesterday from Tulsa. So when you texted me last night, I didn't respond. And listen, he's telling the truth. 11:56 a.m. 11:56 a.m. Hey, jump on Facebook with me. And Eric's the man. I'll help him any way I can. But excited to be here with all you guys. Quick story. I'm 31 now. I got involved in the industry at 21. Just like a lot of people, I went to an event. I thought it was too good to be true. I thought it was one of those things. And then I saw normal people, average people, truck drivers and college kids and, teachers making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. It actually was one young guy. He was 25 making $40,000 a month. And I was 21, got kicked out of the business school, kicked out of the dorms. And I thought $40,000 a month, I could buy the New York Yankees back then. And I said, yes, I thank God literally every single day for network marketing. And it changed my life. I was able to, earn my first $1 million at 24. And then from that point done, very well. And now it's just about impacting people. John said it best, it is personal development. It really is like the more of a greater person you become, the more people you help, the more people.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm trying to kick off a spammer. And I
didn't know you could do that.
Putting him up on the screen.
There you go.
Freaking spammers.
They're out there. The Bitcoin scams are out there.
Drive me nuts.
It's crazy.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, network marketing, it changed my life. And, I just think it's the best thing. I really do. I think it's the best thing on the planet. There's so many industries out there where you can go become a a multi-millionaire, but when it comes to helping people and impacting people, network marketing is the way to go, 100%.
And Alex, I will just tell you, as a 31-year-old, what you've done in the profession is pretty huge. And currently, we don't want to get specific, but we'll say over $1 million a month.
Yep.
Is something special. It's something special. At age 31, when are you going to get your act together? Eventually, one of these days, I want to come back to you and have you talk about some of your secrets and how people can prepare for this recruiting challenge and what your superpower is in order to be able to make all this stuff happen. I have some ideas on what your superpower is because I've watched you. One of them I'll just tell you right now. He has an insane work ethic. This young man has an insane work ethic, and he has an absolute heart to help people. And when you combine those two things, a lot of really good things happen. So Anyway, we'll come back to you. But Rachel, let's go to you next, Ms. $1 million a year earner. Why don't you tell everybody how you got introduced to this profession?
Yeah, it was not unlike many other people's stories, Eric. I was 21 years old and I was a college dropout working in retail, hated my job. I was commuting about 2.5 hours a day, working for a bipolar boss, and I was absolutely miserable. Like the great Jim Rohn would say, I had a little bit too much month at the end of the money. And a friend of mine dragged me down to a meeting. I was really skeptical. I was actually the person in the back of the room, like arms crossed, making all the excuses of why this wouldn't work for me. I'm 21. Who's going to listen to me? I don't know enough people. I don't have any money. But by the end of the night, after seeing the picture of leverage for the first time in 21 years, I'd never understood the concept of leveraged income. I only knew linear trade time for dollars. I was so hooked. I said, sign me up. And 4.5 years failed forward, epic, raving, massive failure, skinned my knees quite a bit. And the last 9 years been very blessed and honored to lead at a high level. So
how long did it take you to get to that $1 million a year income?
With my second company, it was my second full year that I crossed the seven figure a year mark. So in network marketing speak, that was probably like my sixth year inside network marketing by 27.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, congratulations. We're going to come back to you. Fraser Brooks is a social media trainer for network marketing. He's amazing. Everybody's doing the Brady Bunch thing. They're looking down. I don't have to look down this way to say hi, Fraser. So Fraser, why don't you tell everybody what you've been spending your time doing and how you've been helping people to utilize this social media tool in order to be able to accelerate their network marketing businesses?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm so excited, honestly, for this recruiting challenge. And if you haven't already done so, guys, make sure you hit info in the comments so that you get the link and you're going to be taking part in this, because this will be single-handedly the biggest recruiting week in network marketing history. And I can tell you that because my network marketing career started in 1987, but I wasn't born until 1988. My mum and dad, or back then we used to call this industry MLM. Now we call it network marketing. But my mum and dad thought that MLM stood for Make Love Monthly. So they went to an event, right? And I was in the room in 1987, and my mum and dad saw something, and they had that moment where it was, if they can do it, so can I. Went on to make their fortunes. I traveled around the world with them, got addicted to network marketing. I can happily say that I have a network marketing addiction. I have a network marketing addiction. If someone's not talking about it, I'll bring it up. If someone's mentioning it, I want to be there. I'm so obsessed with network marketing because I've seen it change hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives. So I kind of got into the space. I became a distributor, was successful there, and then made the switch to serve the industry, of network marketing. And now I want to help people learn how to do what the fundamentals are, the offline space, the connecting with people. And my big belief is you turn strangers into friends, friends into family. That's what we need to do in this game. We turn strangers into friends, friends into family. And I just believe that social media is such a fast way. It's such a fast way to see this happening. I got a lot of resistance when I first started it. People were like, oh, no, you can't beat offline, you can't beat offline. And then COVID hit. And look at what's happened to network marketing since that happened. There are companies that are in the top 10 billion dollar companies who have had record-breaking months and record-breaking years so far. Well, is it a coincidence? I don't think so. So social media is here to stay. I believe you absolutely have to master how to use it, whether you're going to be stubborn to it or not, because this thing's sweeping like fire. This thing's sweeping across the planet, and you've just got to stay ahead of the game. And I believe starting on Wednesday, the 7-day recruiting challenge, you're going to pick up a lot of tips and tricks. Even if you don't feel like you're that great at it yet, you are going to become a master at it when we're done with the 7 days. So I'm grateful to be a part of the lineup.
Awesome. I got a couple more that are going to be joining in just a moment, but let me tell everyone before we get into the training, and I just love picking the brains of super successful people, because I believe that success leaves clues. I believe that if you pay attention, the biggest shortcut in my career came from paying attention to what the most successful people actually really did. What did they really do? Not even what they trained necessarily, but what did they do? And I copied their words. I copied how they carried themselves. I copied their confidence. I copied their posture. And when I copied all of those things, I ended up being able to enjoy the success that they enjoyed. It was like, when you copy somebody's test in school, in formal education, you copy somebody's test and you get punished. But if you copy somebody's test or somebody's actions in network marketing, you get all the rewards, you get all the trophies, you get all the flowers and the pins and the money. It's crazy. And these people are going to be sharing with you how to copy what they do in order to be able to have more success for you. But what we're all going to be talking about is the biggest challenge in the world. The biggest pain point I had in network marketing was trying to figure out how to recruit. And when you first join network marketing, there's this big expectation gap between what you think is going to happen when you go talk to somebody who's a prospect and then what actually happens. You join because you thought somebody was going to join for sure. You join because you thought people would at least be willing to listen. You join for, this is going to be fun. And then you got people who ran away from you, or people who wouldn't answer your phone call, or people who gave you an attitude when you talked to them, or people who made fun of you or laughed at you. And I was like, what in the world? So it was painful at the beginning because my expectation was way different than my reality. But I cracked the code. Okay. I finally figured out how to recruit whenever I wanted to. And everybody that you're going to hear from today can recruit any day they feel like it. Any day they feel like it, they can recruit multiple people. If they just, what day is it? Is it recruit 5 people because I feel like it day? Okay. It's a Monday. Let's recruit 5 people and we'll be done with that. All of them can do that. Okay. And they can teach you how to do the same. So first thing was getting past the pain of myself. Second thing was my team couldn't recruit. I could recruit, but my team couldn't. You ever see the training where you involve 5 people and then they involve 5 and now you have 25 and then they involve 5, 125 and then 625, 3,125? You ever see that? That training didn't happen for me in my first 3.5 years. I sponsored like 30 people that I learned how to sponsor, and then that whole group sponsored like 14. And they didn't really sponsor those 14. I did for them. They introduced me to some of their prospects, and I ended up presenting and following up and closing and bringing those people in. And then those 14 brought in like 6, and then those 6 brought in one lonely soul at the bottom. And I was just replacing people all the time because they couldn't figure out how to recruit. So finally, I learned how to develop a process to help my team recruit too. So recruiting for yourself is one thing. Helping your team learn how to recruit is a second thing. So we put together, my friends and I put together the GoPro Recruiting Challenge, which starts this Wednesday. It's 7 days for you to become a recruiting machine. 7 days for you to become a recruiting machine. 90 minutes of training per day. About 20 minutes from me. 2 of the top recruiters in the world will train their secrets for about 20 minutes. And then I have some thought leaders that are going to train for about 20 minutes. Let me tell you the people that are going to help you with the mind game. Trent Shelton, Marie Forleo, Dean Graziosi, Pete Vargas, Fraser Brooks, Les Brown, Grant Cardone, John Maxwell, Sylvester Stallone, and more. So I've got 20 of the best recruiters in the world, plus these celebrities, plus what I'm going to provide for you for free. Starts this Wednesday, every day at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to go for about 90 minutes. And then that training will be available for 24 hours until the next day starts. So I want you to join this challenge and then follow the simple assignments we're going to give you every day to help you have a breakthrough. Number one. So GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. The link is probably pinned to the top of the comments. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. It's free, costs nothing. Or if you're watching on the Network Marketing Pro page, type info into the comments and the Facebook Messenger will send you a link to sign up. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com or type info in if you can make that happen. Okay. So, David, are you there? David? Are you there? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
And
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. David Imanitie, my friend, one of the sharpest people I know, one of the top earners in the world. Can you tell everybody your story a little bit? I know I slammed this on you with no notice also.
Yeah.
But those are the most fun conversations. So tell everybody how you got introduced to this profession, would you?
You know what's so funny? I was listening to Rachel's story, and my story is exactly Rachel's story, like to the T. I dropped out of college, 21. I worked in retail. I worked at Express Clothing Store. And I failed in network marketing for 4.5 years. Exactly the same thing.
Is somebody else watching the stream in the car?
I'm sorry?
Is somebody else watching this stream in the car, or is it just you?
My Uber driver.
Oh, but is the Uber driver watching the stream?
No, she's not watching. She's driving, hopefully.
Okay. Because I'm just hearing a little bit of an echo, but I'm just wondering if somebody else was there. But go ahead.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that was my story, and 4.5 years, no success. But learned a lot in those 4.5 years. And then finally in 2009, had my first breakthrough.
Are we good?
Yeah. And got to my first 6-figure year in 2009. And it's been good ever since.
Good ever since. That's another, what would I say? Understatement.
Right.
Understatement. Anytime you can make more than $1 million in a month consistently, that's pretty good. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I know it's not your full potential, but it's all right. What do you think, David? Let me come to you first. What do you think? What have you learned is some of the most important lessons to be a network marketing professional?
For me, I would say it was the mindset. Once I developed the self-confidence, that's when things really start to change. And it all happens with you need the self-confidence when it comes to recruiting or leading other people. You've got to be sold on yourself first before anyone else will buy you. So I think that was the biggest shift for me, because initially I was so focused on the how-tos, and the how-tos are very, very important. The skill sets are very, very important. But once I combined it with the right mentality, that's when things really start to take off.
And how did you get to the right mentality?
I think it was about really surrounding myself with the right people.
Hmm.
I would say that was probably the biggest thing. Having a coach, having a mentor, someone that had already done it, someone that you could actually learn from, glean from. You know, that probably made the biggest difference for me, because I was working hard, but I wasn't seeing success, and then no one else around me was having success. So it was kind of like we were just, the blind leading the blind. And then I was able to find someone that their eyes were open, and then my eyes got open. I said, wow, this is possible. This can really, really happen. And so it just took my belief system to a higher level. And that's why, these events are so important, because you get a chance to be around people that have done what it is that you want to do.
Right.
And now you can look and say, okay, well, you know what, if she can do it, if Rachel can do it, if Alex can do it, if Frazier can do it, if John can do it, then, guess what? I can do it too.
Yeah. And for me, I will tell you, you got around some people that thought bigger and gave you a visual example of what was possible.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was about skills. When I developed some basic skills, my confidence went up, and I took more action. I started getting better results, and I started to believe from the feedback that I got from doing the right activity. Combination of that, tapping into mentorship, finding the right mentors, and making sure they say you become who you hang around. I think I phrased it a little bit different lately, which is make sure that everybody around you thinks bigger than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Because if people around you are thinking bigger than you think, you're going places. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
And it's hard sometimes when you're on the pinnacle. Some of you are on the pinnacle, and you're the biggest thinker you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find a way to, even if it's virtual, to be inspired by somebody virtually that just thinks bigger and causes you to think bigger, makes a huge difference. Thank you, David. I appreciate it very much. I'm going to come back to you, so don't go away on me.
Okay. All right.
John Haremza, what has been the thing that has the big lesson that you learned in order to be successful in network marketing?
Well, number one, absolutely what David had just said about your mindset is, paramount. I mean, that is absolutely key. And I think if I was to, piggyback on those comments, it would be number one, consistency. I mean, I think that's where most people drop the ball, is they're not consistent. They'll go hard for a week or so, or maybe even a month or two, and then they drop the ball, right? I mean, if I am known for anything in my career, it's consistency. I would say if you're not consistent, you're starting over all the time. So, that would be number one, is I am consistent. And I think one of the other major things is I am focused, right? I don't get distracted. I don't get distracted with what's going on around me, both within the industry or in life. And I think that's another major area where people drop the ball. They get distracted, which, affects their mindset. And because even from a recruiting standpoint, people buy people, right? I mean, if you're not confident, if you show any hesitancy, right, in when you're prospecting, when you're recruiting, when you're leading a group, if you show any hesitancy, any thought of I don't know, I mean, you're sunk, right? I mean, this, people buy people in every aspect of our business. I think another major thing is just constantly doing what I'm teaching, right? Not just teaching and telling so many times, almost every company business has a system, right? And we teach the system, but many times leaders shortcut the system, and then they don't know it, but they're teaching people how to shortcut it. Versus, keep it basic, keep it simple, stay focused, be consistent. And all of it, ties into what David had said, which is your mindset, right? It's paramount.
Consistency, focus, and doing what you're asking other people to do.
Exactly.
Those are really, really valuable things. Rachel, what is your what have you learned? What if by analyzing successful people, what do they do differently than people who might struggle inside of network marketing?
I remember when I first listened to personal growth and I heard the phrase, work harder on yourself than you do on your business, you'll be unusually successful. And that never made sense to me. And for the first maybe even 7-8 years of my experience, my professional career here, I just grinded every single day. It wasn't that I wasn't taking courses or getting the tapes or the CDs or going to the seminar. I was, but I thought that I could just kind of outwork a lot of the idiosyncrasies and the emotional intelligence issues or the leadership drama problems or, a lot of the things that I lacked on a personal development level and skill level. And then when I understood that I needed to really double down on 3 categories, skill set, mindset, and leadership, I realized that the better person that I became, the better type of people that I attracted inside of my business, the better type of people that I retained in my business, and becoming a person that not only somebody would want to join, but they would want to follow. And John C. Maxwell taught me that. He said, people need one reason to follow you, but they need many reasons to keep following you. And so that's probably the biggest aha when I look back at 14 years, has been working really hard on myself. Because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't grow up in a network marketing household. This is probably why Frasier's so epic, right? In the womb. I didn't grow up in a personal development bubble. I didn't grow up with those really amazing life lessons or abundant mindset thinking. And so I had to catch up. And a lot of us are in that catch up mode. So it's like, it's invest in your education. It's being at, like next month, being at GoPro Virtual, so that you can constantly be working yourself out while working in your business. It's not going into like some dorm room, like for 2 years and like shutting everything off. Like you're not in university, like you still got to work and do the work and skin your knees while you're moving forward. But it's like, wow, if you're not getting results right now, you might want to change some things. So might want to address some things.
Love it, love it, love it. We have my friend Darnell Self who's joined us. Get 1% better every day. That's right. That's right. The slight edge is a real thing. Darnell is another $1 million a year earner. I've known Darnell for many, many years. He's a dear friend, incredible leader, built an amazing culture. Darnell, can you tell your story real quick and then also offer up what you see when you take a look at the difference between super successful people and people who may not be so successful? What's the difference?
Good afternoon, everybody. It is an honor to be here with all these superstars I see you on the panel with me. Man, I'm following your lead, Eric. Surround myself with people who are out-earn me, who think bigger than me. So this is an honor. Darnell Self, and from Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C., about 15 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. I got started in this industry when I was 24 years old. And I failed for about 4.5 years. And, the failure is relative. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. I call it my season of preparation. It prepared me for things that were on their way. And so I became very solution oriented in 4 years. And so at 28 years old, I started to see some success. And it's been awesome. I think that the best thing is to watch my team succeed. It's the for me, that's the most rewarding thing. And so it's been an honor. I worked retail. That was my background. I worked at a men's and women's clothing store. I managed that store. So I worked 60 to 80 hour work weeks, and I didn't like the store, but the store is where I met my wife. So it was a great experience for me because it altered the rest of my life. The difference I see with those who are massively successful are those who can relate to those who are not massively successful. And so I'm so imperfect, right? I have so many flaws, and I'm willing to share all of those mistakes. I've made so many mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes in my 22 years in my current company. And so it's easy for me to talk about all of those mistakes so that people who are looking to follow that same path and who are making mistakes, because it is inevitable that they make those mistakes, don't feel like they're off of the path. They know that that is a way to the success on that path. And so I think that separates a lot of people. Unfortunately, some folks, aren't willing to share those mistakes. It's almost like, here's who I am, here's what I've done, and it's always been this way. And that's just certainly not the truth for those who are massively successful. And so, I like when I hear people who are willing to share with others that, hey, look, here's where I was. It was tough. It was hard as I don't know what. But here's some things that I altered. I gained these skills. I changed these associations. I was intentional about my support system, and it helped to elevate me slowly but surely. So that's one of the many things I would say that I see that differentiates those who are massively successful and those who are not.
Do you actually have a landline?
Isn't that crazy? Only because my security gate has to call through the landline. So, I know it's crazy. They need to do it through my cell phone. So
is the purge happening? Are they coming for the gates, or
they're coming through the gates, man, right now. Anyway, I won't even go through that whole thing. I know it's the craziest thing.
Wow. I mean, that's like an antique. Can you hold it up? I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, sure. Look.
Let me see it. Hold it in the middle. Wow.
Yeah, this is the way I let people through my gates. It's like, this is the only way. I'm like, let's move up. Look, that's them calling now. It was funny, right? Hold on, I'm gonna let them through my gate. Yeah, that's it. Look, it's the craziest thing. Anyway.
Alex Morton. One of the things I spoke about this earlier, but one of the things I really admire about you, like I say, you've got a big heart. You've got an insane work ethic. You are one of the most, if there's anything as that would resemble a human sponge that would literally soak up wisdom in any room he walks into, that's what you are. You walk into a room, you get around people that have some knowledge, wisdom, idea, secret, skill, and you soak that up and you put it into practice really, really fast. You're very successful and you work with a lot of successful people. What do you see as some of the secrets to big money in network marketing?
Well, I think everybody shared some amazing insight. I agree with everybody. And for me, when I got involved in the profession, there were a few people off of YouTube, because I got in a company and the top guy was making $80K a month, and that was great, that was cool, that was amazing. But then I started hearing about people making way more money than that, right? So when I got in the industry and I got a hold of some YouTube channels of different people in the industry making like big money, that's exactly what I did. I became a sponge, and I studied at that time, at least, the greatest builders and leaders and prolific speakers and the biggest names in network marketing. You were one of them, Jeff Roberti, a gentleman named Holton, a gentleman named Timothy Hurt, Nick Sarnicola. I'll never forget these people. Some of them I've never even shaken their hand 10 years later. But I got in and I studied them and I implemented exactly what they were doing. But I changed it up a little bit. A lot of people spoke about work ethic. I said, if this guy did it in 5 years, right, I'm going to do it in 2.5. If this person did it in 10 years, I'm going to do it in 5 years. So I took the blueprint, the recipe, the exact GPS system to success, and all I wanted to do and all I did was I amplified it. So if they said talk to 5 people a day, I was talking to 10 people a day. Dexter Yeager, 5-6 nights a week. I said, we're going to do 3 meetings 5-6 nights a week, not 1 meeting 5-6 times a week. We're going to do 3 meetings 5-6 times a week. And that's exactly what I did in the first company. And then it duplicated into a lot of people, because I knew I wasn't going to be the greatest speaker, the best recruiter, the sharpest guy in the room, all of these things. I said, I'm going to make up for everything with just being the hardest working person in the company and in the world of network marketing. That's what I said I was going to do, and I tried my best to do that for the last 10 years. And everything, you know, Rachel and John and David and Darnell said, you know, focus, consistency, not getting distracted. That's a big thing for me as well. You know, I'm big on, you know, the mentality, obviously having Bob Proctor as my mentor for 10 years. You know, he bet me at $400 a month to where I am today. And he taught me, don't let the outside world infect the inside world. Never let your mind get at a dis-ease, because then you're going to attract disease. So even in 2020, oh, it's the worst year in the world. It's terrible. The virus, this and Trump, that, and all this kind of stuff. I made a decision 10 months ago to not let that affect me at all. And 2020 has been, you know, our company's biggest year ever, right? So, you know, all those things are important, but I really, truly believe in finding a mentor or a group of mentors. That's what I've done my entire life. Even when I was sitting down with you in Vegas, talking about getting engaged and talking about how to have a successful marriage, I look for people that know what they're talking about. I find out how they became successful. I write it down. I study it. I become obsessed. I become an addict, you know, an addicted human being to that information. And then I go out there and I get it done and I make it happen. And like you said, also, you know, having a big heart, I love seeing people win. You know, David and I, you know, we work together. And I think one of the common traits with us is that we literally are addicted to seeing people get to six figures a month and then six figures, you know, a week, so on and so forth. So when you love people and you work hard and you tell the truth and you have integrity, I really believe that there's no limit to what you can accomplish in this world of network marketing.
One thing that I've seen, Alex, I would like you to follow up on this, is people find a comfort level or a fear ceiling that, and it's a combination of those two things. Sometimes they've got this situation where they get to 10,000 a month, and that's more than they've ever made in their lives, and they just stop. And they think it's over. They think they built it. They're going to have it forever. They go to the beach. They quote unquote retire. They go into a success coma, but they don't thrive again. I see that happening in about six figures typically. And then I also see it happening, if anything ever slows down at all, about 500,000 a year, it happens again. And they have to kind of reinvent themselves and find a new gear, or they're just going to stay there. Yep. There's tons of people that just stay there. They're you know, that's their thing, and they're happy with it, and that's good. I also see it at a million. I see it a lot at a million. They become ambassadors, not builders. They become, you know, managers of the team, spokespeople for the company, that kind of stuff. And nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's cool. But you decided to leave all of that stuff behind. When other people would slow down, why did you accelerate? What caused you to accelerate, I should say, when other people slowed down?
Well, I went from, you know, broke college kid, you know, rock bottom to rock star. Went to the second company, you know, broke records and stuff for the first month, and then that kind of went back down. So I was like down, up, back to down. And, you know, when I launched the current company in 2016, I just made a decision that I was going to go all the way in 1,000,000%, because all of the side noise and people telling me I wasn't going to be able to do it again, and people from my first company saying he was a one-hit wonder, all these things kind of built up in my subconscious mind and in my gut. And I'm just going to keep it real, because I always keep it real, and that's just the way it goes. And I made a decision that I was either going to get to where I wanted to go, which was creating millionaires. I always said I want to create millionaires. I don't know who said that. I think it was at a GoPro convention. The first time I was on that stage as a rising star panel, I remember I was at like $40,000 a month, and you put me up there, and the gentleman spoke that day. And he said, millionaire maker, millionaire creator. And I said, I want to help people become millionaires, right? So when I launched this in 2016, this company, I just went ballistic all the way. And to answer your question, you know, why didn't I not stop at, say, you know, $500,000 or $1 million a month or whatever? My big thing is potential. Like the people that I study, Grant Cardone, people like Ed Mylett. Ed Mylett's in network marketing. He won't say that, but that's what it is. And somebody told me, hey, there's a guy in California who's made over $400 million in what you're doing. So I started listening to his stuff, and I'm like, wait a second, that is network marketing. It's just insurance, right? So my thing is chasing potential. If I see somebody else do it, I want to do it. I get inspired, not just from materialistic things. I'm in a Nike hoodie right now, but when I flew to Vegas on a chartered Gulfstream for my birthday, I actually saw Tony Robbins' jet there. I saw Floyd Mayweather's jet there. I've been on Grant Cardone's jet, right? So I've seen what's possible. That's my point. Because I've seen what's possible with people like you, Jeff Roberti, other individuals, for me to just hang up the football cleats and just, retire off in the sunset, to me, it'd be stupid, and it doesn't make any sense. So for me to keep going, number one, helping more people get to an elite lifestyle level, number one. Number two, chasing my potential, raising the bar, and seeing how great we can collectively get as an industry, as a company, as leaders. And I really believe that there is no top. You mentioned, I was listening to something that you were talking about the other day, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson inspires you. So these guys have done billions. Why should we stop, at 30 million or whatever in career earnings? To me, it doesn't make any sense. I think we should always raise the lid of what's possible and be inspirations to millions of people in the profession. I'll stop.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Hold on one second. I have one more person joining us. So for everybody that's watching this, I hope you're getting value here, because I know even I'm watching my friends that are on this getting value from each other. We're just having a conversation, getting value from each other, stretching each other's minds and encouraging each other. And these are all people from different companies, different backgrounds, different experiences, but sharing together, expanding their minds and expanding their contribution to the world. You know what I mean? That's the big thing. So this Wednesday, we're going to be doing something outrageous inside the network marketing profession. We have a free recruiting challenge, a 7-day recruiting challenge that starts Wednesday, November 11th, goes until November 17th. And over that course of those 7 days, I have 20 of the best recruiters in the world. And I have thought leader superstars like Trent Shelton, Marie Forleo, Dean Graziosi, Pete Vargas, Fraser Brooks, Les Brown, Grant Cardone, John Maxwell, Sylvester Stallone, and more are going to be joining for free to help you become a recruiting machine. Okay? So I want these people. Now, if you want to register for that, it's free. Go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. You can find that probably at the top of this link, GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. Or if you're watching this on the Network Marketing Pro page, just type info into the comments. If for any reason that doesn't work, then go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com and get yourself registered. So I would like each of these people to tell you why a person should be a part of this challenge and what you would recommend that they do to prepare for it. And I'm going to start with Fraser. Fraser, go ahead.
Mute there. All right. So, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to type in ABC in capitals in the comments. Let's be interactive with this, because we all know that song, ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3, right? Or whatever it is. Yeah, we all know it, and I don't even know it. I know. ABC, here's the secret. Here's how to keep it simple in network marketing, because network marketing is very, very, very simple, right? So once you've got ABC in the comments, A is for accountability. You have to have some form of accountability. If you don't have internal, external accountability, you will not get it. Internal accountability is you wake up in the morning, affirmations. External accountability is inside of the group, inside of the 7-day recruiting challenge, right? I want you to write down the word challenge, and I want you to circle the first 3 letters of the word challenge and the last 3 letters of the word challenge. You'll notice that that's CHANGE. You can spell the word change from the word challenge, because challenges bring change into your business. So it all starts with accountability. The B is for belief. You have to believe in what you've got to do in order to make it work. The reason why the majority of people aren't successful and the reason why the majority of people aren't consistent is because the level of the vision that they have for the future selves does not align with the belief that they have in the plan that they have. They're like, well, I mean, I want to get to a 6-figure income, but I do not believe the plan that I'm making because it's not working. I won't bother being consistent. No thanks, it's not for me. So you've got to have belief. I don't know about you guys, but I've been writing. I've got all these notes on my piece of paper just from listening to these guys because I know it's going to bring more belief in what I'm doing. It's going to bring more belief in the industry, and we need the world to see this. The C is clarity. We've got accountability, we've got belief, but now we need a clarity. We need a clear plan. We need a clear plan of action, and I think you're going to be getting that. I think you're going to be getting that from this challenge. I'm super excited about it, but here's what I want you to do. To warm yourself up, right? Because we're going to be running hard. And if you sprint without warming up, that might cause injury. So I want you to warm up. People keep saying to me, oh, Fraser, I'm going to recruit 1 person, 5 people, 10 people. How many people have you recruited into the challenge? If you can't recruit someone into the challenge for free, good luck getting someone to part with their hard-earned income to get in there. So go out there and prove to yourself that you can go and get people in your sideline and your downline and your upline into this challenge. There are tens and tens of millions of distributors around the world. We have to level up to make sure there's 1 million people in this group. So get ready. Get prepared, because we are going to be taking this thing to the moon. Whether you want to be a part of it or not, I'm going to be helping it to get to the moon. I'm just excited to be a part of this rocket ship. So thank you, Eric.
You're very welcome. Rachel, same question. Why should a person be a part of this challenge, and how can they prepare?
I believe that you always stated that the gateway skill of network marketing is inviting, which is just the opening introduction to having them come take a look at whether it be like a video or a tool that your company uses to introduce the products, services, and opportunity. Well, the idea, guys, is in order for you to get to your promised land, you got to master this foundational skill. You've got to become a recruiter. And in fact, recruiting is your fastest way to the top. If you look at all of these rock stars that are training here, all of them have mastered the skill of recruiting. Now, some of us have different skills in other aspects. There's some that are even better at culture or that have made phenomenal like downline duplication mobilization systems or whatever. But all of us know how to acquire new customers and distributors in our business. And we know that's the fastest way to not only launch yourself, but to relaunch yourself. Guys, do me a favor. If you guys are ready to relaunch your business with this recruiting challenge, type the word relaunch in the comments right now. Because this is a time, it doesn't matter what you did the last 30 days or 90 days. It doesn't matter if the last 7 months, if you've been taken out because of stress or drama or fake news or politics or fear or doubt or mongering or family issues or lockdowns or quarantines or mandates. I don't care if you've been taken out. You can decide to close 2020 strong. You can decide to relaunch yourself. You can decide to relaunch your business. You can decide to say, hey, you know what, to your teamies, all 3 of them, all 5 of them, all 15 of them, or 5,000 of them, you can say, go watch me. I'm going to get into production mode, into phase 1. I'm going to learn new skills. I'm going to prove that it works here, because your people will do what you do. It's never a bad day. It's never too late to relaunch yourself, relaunch your business. And I'm excited, Eric, because I'm using this personally for me. I've been in a massive growth track, not only recruiting, but on so many levels. And I'm just using this for all of our team to say, you know what? We're not going to end this year on a negative note. We are not going to let 2020 go down in history without each and every single one of us. Yeah, you guys watching me right now, we can end with a personal victory in our homes, in our bank accounts, in our personal economies. And if you guys are ready for that, let's relaunch together.
Wonderful. And I'm going to continue in a moment. But before I do that, let me tell you that I have some gifts for you now for free that you can download. I'm going to give you links for all of these. If you're watching this from the GoPro Recruiting Challenge Facebook group, you'll find all of these in the announcements. Go find announcements on the page, click on that, and you'll find these. If you're watching this on the Network Marketing Pro page, then type the following words into the chat, and the Facebook Messenger will automatically send you these free gifts. Number 1, we have a GoPro Recruiting Challenge List Builder download workbook to help you identify and build a better list of prospects. All you have to do is type the word list into the comments. If you're watching on Network Marketing Pro page, type the word list into the comments, or you'll find it in the announcements inside of the GoPro challenge page. List. Number 2 is we have a social media posting calendar that'll give you ideas on how to have very engaging social media posts. All you have to do is type social into the comments, or you'll find that inside the announcements tab inside of the challenge page. Social for the calendar. And finally, we did a 2-hour special training on how you can prepare for this GoPro recruiting challenge. This pre-challenge training, if you just put in challenge into the comments, we'll send you a link directly to that training and you can use it to prepare. So list for the list builder, social for the calendar, and challenge for the pre-challenge training. That's all available to you. If for some reason it doesn't work because somebody shared it or whatever, just go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com, sign up, you'll get invited into the Facebook group, and you'll find all of these free gifts inside of that Facebook group, okay? Under the announcements. So that's all available to you. John Remza, why should somebody attend this event, and how would you recommend that they prepare?
Well, as I'm listening, to all the trainers that we have on this Zoom or this live, I'm taking notes. I'm inspired. I'm excited. As I'm listening, I'm thinking one word, and that is regret. Okay. Regret weighs tons. So what I mean by that is, what's going on, what you put together here with this recruiting challenge, it's never been done. It's never been done before. So if you don't participate, we're talking about tons of regret, right? This is an epic, unprecedented, never been done opportunity for you, for every single person to elevate themselves, to elevate their business, right? Empower other people. Get the message to anybody, everybody that you possibly can, because we know what we have is life-changing. We know the impact this industry, regardless of what the company is, but what this industry can do to change people's lives. So you need to go into this with an attitude, with a mission, right? That I'm going to do everything every day, all day, as much as I can to help as many people learn about what it is I'm doing, and the people within our group get as many of those to participate, to understand what is before them, the opportunity they have to explode their business over the course of this 7-day window, to go into the holiday season absolutely Mach 2 with their hair on fire, with a full pipeline. If you fill the pipeline, you're going to get some to join. You're going to have a full pipeline going into the holidays, which is good for everybody. It's good for you. It's good for the example. It's good for your business. It's good for everybody. So I think, Eric, coming back to that word regret, you are simply going to regret it, right? If you don't take advantage of this recruiting challenge that you put in place, if you don't get everybody and anybody within your organization to understand what they have a chance to be a part of, the impact that can have on each of their businesses, you're going to regret it. Right? So regret's the word. Don't live in regret. Live in triumph that I did it. I took advantage. I didn't leave any stone unturned. I got everybody and anybody that I possibly could to get involved and take advantage of this.
Love it. Darnell, same question.
Yeah, it's funny, Eric, because you know my story intimately, and I've never been number one at anything in our company. I've never been number one at recruiting, and number one at getting customers, and number one at any of the big trophies. But I've done really well at getting people in front of those who are better than me. And so what I would recommend is, one, really participating. 100%, beyond 100%, participating in the art and science of promotions, right? Really developing your skill set when it comes to promoting. And number one, finding out, hey, do you know about the GoPro 7-day recruiting challenge? Right? Because there's a lot of folks who don't know. And so it's just, we go immediately into talking about it, like, hold on, and we go 10 minutes and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Right? So number one, do you know? And so if anyone's a big team, you call your leaders, hey, do you know about the GoPro 7-Day Recruiting Challenge. No, I don't know about it. Hey, here's what I'm going to do. And so if they know, would you like to participate if it can help you to become a recruiting machine? I mean, like beyond the top recruiters that you know right now, what if you could surpass them? And so this is what I've been great at, is getting people in front of people who recruited way more than me, who sold way more, product services than me. And so because of that, they're recruiting machines on my team. There are people who sell way more memberships than me on my team, because I always looked at the folks on stage and quite honestly, I wondered, could I ever be that person? It was a lack of belief. My self-esteem wasn't where it needed to be. But I knew if I got other people there and they could learn from people that were better than me, greater than me, doing more than me, number one, they had an opportunity to surpass me, which is quite okay, right? Number two, it would create new stories. And you talked about that reset, the relaunch, to draw your line in the sand and to reframe yourself and become a different story. And you were speaking to me because I was stuck at $500,000. I was stuck at all these different income levels. But what happened was, when I got folks to events like this GoPro 7-Day Recruiting Challenge, all of a sudden it created new stories, and new stories created relevancy, right? Because now folks are like, talking happened years ago, 8 months ago, 10 years ago. And so like what Alex was talking about, all of a sudden people, what you did in 10 years, what I did in 10 years, people on my team are doing in 1 year. Why? Because they're not learning from the guy who did it in 10 years. They're learning from the people that the guy who did it in 10 years are putting them in front of, who are doing it in 1 year, who do it in 2 years. And so all of a sudden they're doing what I did 10 years in 1 year. And so that's the key. The key is, look, how many people can we get in front of these folks? And look, even if you are the top recruiter in your company, even if you are the top at everything in your company, how awesome is it for folks to hear from third party, from someone who's just a different voice? And we know how that goes. They're like, oh, guess what? John told me. Guess what Frazier told me? And we're like, dude, I've been telling you that same thing for 7 years. But you can't say it. Who cares? Frazier told them, they got it. I don't care as long as they get it. So that, for me, it's about me getting off of this live, like calling every leader I have and like, hey, do you know? And if they don't know, make sure they do know, and then put a plan in place on how we're going to take advantage of it and massively attack.
Thank you, Darnell. And David, even ETA, you're one of the best promoters I know. You have the ability to get people to see a vision that they wouldn't have seen if they didn't have a conversation with you. You have a conversation with them, all of a sudden they see something. They go from being blind to being able to see. They go from being ignorant to being knowledgeable. You open people's minds to the possibility. And when it comes to promotion, even whether it's a free thing you could do or promoting your company event, which you just had a huge event. How many people were on your company event this last weekend?
I think the highest number I saw at one time was 10,000. 10,000
people in an online event. It's awesome. So you had this online event. It's one thing to just say you have an event. It's another thing to make sure your team represents on that event, right?
Yeah.
So it's same thing's true with recruiting. Same thing's true with anything else. We've got this recruiting challenge coming up. What advice do you have for people that would like to help their team understand the importance of having this breakthrough in their lives? How would you coach them on how to do it? Because you're one of the best.
Well, it's really amazing to be on this live here, especially with Darnell. Darnell, I've told him this before, but he's one of the major reasons why I'm still in this industry today. And it was because of an event. It was actually an audio tape that he had. It was a cassette tape that he had, how to do a PBR. And I used to play that cassette tape all the time. And I went to an event in Las Vegas, and they had this platinum, skybox, and only the platinums could be up there, right? Eric, you remember that. Don, you remember that. And I snuck up there, and I was 21 years old. I had tears in my eyes, and I saw him in the room, and I walked right to him, and I just told him, I said, thank you. Now, at this time, I was broke. At this time, I had no money. I got there in a 15-passenger van with 20 other people, but I knew that I found it. There was a moment that took place in my life where I knew, and I had literally had tears in my eyes. And he just said, thank you. And I walked away, and I hadn't seen him again for years. And the reason why I share that with you guys is because there's something that's going to be said. There's a moment that happens at every event where it clicks for you. But if you're not present at that event, you miss that moment. You miss that chance. In that audio, The Slight Edge, I believe Jeff talked about the 4 different types of knowledges: learn knowledge, activity knowledge, modeling knowledge, and then teaching knowledge. And how you have to go back and forth from learn knowledge, activity knowledge, learn knowledge, activity knowledge, learn knowledge, until you find someone who's worth modeling, and then you become worth modeling. You have to go back and forth. And that's what this training is all about. And I'll be honest with you, Eric, I really wasn't a big fan of this whole virtual thing. I'm old school. I know Fraser is social media guy. I'm belly to belly, and I'm watching people in my company explode, and they're doing it through social media. And I missed it. I didn't understand it. I was like, oh, they're just working. But social media allows you to reach out to so many people much faster than going out to meet, 5-10 people a day. And you couldn't even do that with COVID. So this event, the event we just had, it really opened my eyes out to see that people can still be reached. People can still be impacted through a virtual conference. So what you're putting on for free for 7 days, I think it's absolutely tremendous. It shows your heart for what it is that you do, shows your heart for people. And, you got to take advantage of it, because you don't know the information is going to be shared, right? But the people that are sharing, they know the information. So not only do you get on and you get a chance to learn, but now you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 people on your team. They're learning as well, and now they can go and apply it. So they go from learn knowledge, activity knowledge, and then one day you become worth modeling, they become worth modeling, and then you move into the teaching knowledge like all the great speakers here. I'm blown away, just been listening to you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Obviously, me and Alex are very close. We work together, but I've seen and heard from you guys, and I'm just blessed to be a part of this.
Well, I'm blessed that you're here, my friend. It was great to have you at the house a little while ago. David was doing some interview on, what was it, CNBC or something?
Fox News,
like in the 2 a.m., in the house, doing an interview. So we set him up in the studio. He's doing all this fancy stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I know him. So Alex Morton, you get to have the last word. We get the challenge starts in 2 days. What do you recommend for people to really maximize this experience for the 7-day challenge?
Yeah, I mean, everything everybody said is it's right on the money. I mean, events change lives. At these events is where you get inspired by other people's success stories and triumphs, and going from rock bottom to rock star. And the main focus is that none of us know everything. So we all need to continually learn. And I know that everybody on this call has probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars over their career in personal development, whether it's Tony Robbins or GoPro or people like Bob Proctor. So it's good for you to be on this 7-day recruiting challenge. However, it's better and it's greater to get your team, to get your leaders. And don't just think about the people in your group making 6 figures or 7 figures. Think about the budding superstars. I'm always thinking about, hey, who's the next person, the next guy, the next girl that we're going to help get to $10,000 a month? Those are the people that need to be on this, even more so than the 6- and 7-figure earners. So I'm a big believer that events completely can change your life. Events raise your belief level. And some of the names that you were mentioning, John C. Maxwell, Grant Cardone, some of these people you're going to have on this call. This is the thing. People don't understand that to get access to information from some of those names, you got to pay money. It's not free. Like, with Grant, you got to buy some real estate. I remember I wanted to get closer to Tai Lopez. So I invested, 6 figures into one of his investment deals, and I made money on it. But the point is that to get free information from these people and to not get on the call, you're crazy. You've lost your mind. Eric has cultivated these relationships and built these friendships with people. Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins' business partner, you know, in real estate, and you just get to log on a computer and listen to this guy talk. You know, he lives down the street from me in some mega villa mansion empire thing, and you get to get on for free and just learn. So I just think, understand what you have in front of you, understand the access to this type of knowledge and information is special, and take advantage of it, promote it, edify it, get people on there, take notes, and then go take action. So I believe that everybody should be on there to learn. Sylvester Stallone, right? Rocky, you know, that's super cool. So people got to get on there. If you're smart, you'll get people on there. If you're not, you'll be lazy and you won't. So
well, listen, I want to give you one quick assignment, and then we'll wrap up. The quick assignment is this. After you join this challenge, find a workout partner for this week. Find one friend that you're going to do this challenge with them, and they're going to push you and you're going to push them. Okay? You're going to share goals with each other, share hopes and doubts and fears, and you're going to challenge each other to go hard. Okay? Find somebody you're going to talk to every day if you're feeling down or whatever, or you're losing momentum. They're going to push you, or somebody's going to push you back. You push back and be a resource for them to find a workout partner. Now, share this training, because there's an awful lot of great nuggets inside of this. Type info into the comments if you'd like to learn more about the GoPro Recruiting Challenge, or go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com, and make sure everybody on your team is a part of this. It's going to be special. So John, Alex, Darnell, Rachel, Fraser, and David, thank you so much for being a part of this. I'll be back here every day at 11 while we're leading up. Just tomorrow's the last one before we start on Wednesday, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be outrageous. We're going to break the network marketing internet. It's going to be so cool. I think we have, 140,000 or so already registered for this free challenge. We want to double and triple that number in the next 48 hours. I think we're going to be able to do that, and it's going to grow throughout the week too. So if you're involved early, thank your lucky stars that you heard about it early enough. Go make it happen. Everybody have a great day. Thank you very much to all the speakers. I admire you all, and I'm fortunate and proud to be able to work with you. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Okay, guys.